super long. It was good, but it was really long.
Was it long?
And we were sort of chatting about the fact it seems like new releases are over 2.5 hours, like all the time lately. 2.5 hours to 3.
Which is, yeah.
You and I watched a lot of the superhero stuff because I never was interested, but you got me into that.
Well, and a lot
genre.
of those are definitely
the
2+
Marvels,
hours.
Yeah.
They're closer to 2
Yeah, they're
2.5
always like
hours.
such a commitment.
But they don't feel like it to me. I mean,
sometimes
which is interesting. Well, it seems
it's hard
also
for me to sit in one spot for more than 2 hours. I told you I had to leave. I didn't stay till the end of Black Panther because it was so long.
So have you ever gone back and seen the end of it?
No. And it was the highest grossing film of last year.
Yeah.
But I will at some point, maybe, or maybe not.
It's Oscar nominated now, too.
Didn't you admit to me that you fell asleep in part of it?
Towards the end of it, yeah.
Woke up again?
Well, and that's the thing.
Something is that long.
That I can attribute to not being the film's fault, but being... I should know better than to go see something on a Friday night because by the end of the week, I'm just really tired.
No, but my other friend that I watched The Favorite with told me the same thing happened to him.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, that never happens, but I fell asleep. And then I woke up. I was like, well, there's something. Maybe there's like a... Oh, that's making me think of a Simpsons episode. You know the Simpsons episode where they go to Japan and there's that... TV show anime that gives people seizures.
Maybe
there's something in Black Panther that causes you to black out.
Well, no, I mean, I would say if that was the only one that happened with,
you guys should trade notes and see if it happened at the same time.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, that's actually I like that Simpsons episode.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Is that
they're working in the fish?
Is that the one where they go there because Homer's face is on the box of soap, Mr. Sparkle?
Sparkle.
Yeah.
No, I feel like they won a trip to Japan.
Okay.
I think that's the premise.
Is there more than one? Because
there might be more than one.
Oh man, it's been a while.
It's Homer's head and a light bulb.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fish and a fish and a light bulb joined together. Yeah, that's right. They send him the videotape. That's the whole thing stems from them going to the dump and they find the box and all Homer can be is like, what are my faces?
That's a pretty good impression.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, those are 2 different episodes.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
The Japan one has George Takei hosting the game show, I believe.
Oh.
That's the one where they have to win the trip back, right?
Yeah, the crazy
because they have to
show.
get Isn't that the one where Homer gets like dunked or falls into the pit of orange drink and he's like he falls in, he's like, oh, it burns, and then George Takei is like, such and such orange drink, and then Homer's like, it burns, and he says, now with wasabi.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Something like
Why do we get on Simpsons?
I don't.
Black Panther, movies that are more than 2 hours long.
You have
That's
to
like
backtrack.
a thing. That's a thing.
You were
lately.
talking about The Favorite.
Oh, and it was so good. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I heard it was really good.
At first, I didn't recognize Emma Stone. She looks more grown up in this movie. She's really good. And it's by the same director that did The Lobster. Yorgos Lanthimos. Yeah.
Wow. That seems like a departure, because he's also the guy who did...
Dogtooth.
Yeah. He does some usually pretty gnarly stuff. That seems like an odd choice for him to do a period
I'm right
piece.
About this. I'm going to look it up now because he did The Favorite. Period piece. So while my friend and I were watching, so much like English trivia comes up because it's Queen Anne and they're like in this war and you're like, who's the war with? Oh, it's with the French. And I was like, hold on, is this really based on a real moment in time? And it is in the early 1700s. So a lot of the political stuff that's going on, it's actually really a big part of the storyline. If you're not following it, it would be hard to make sense out of some scenes. But what was I going to say? I was going somewhere with that. Political stuff and ladies of the court. Anyway, it's very sexualized, this movie. And that's the one thing that stands out to me as like, I wonder if that's not really, is that historically accurate? I don't know. Who knows? A lot of the things that happen in the film maybe happened and it's just not recorded because it would have been so taboo. So, but it's a really cool movie with lots of betrayals and reversals of fate. Yeah. I think you would like
it's great. I mean, it has also gotten nominated for things, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
We'll have to look that up, but maybe.
I think all the Oscar nominations went out, and as soon as I saw that they didn't nominate First Reformed for anything, and that Ethan Hawke didn't get nominated for that.
For anything? Oh.
As far as I know, it didn't get nominated for Best Picture, and Ethan Hawke didn't get nominated for Best Actor. And I think that was, well, when I did that list, that was my number one film of last year.
Wow. I still haven't seen that.
It's intense. It's crazy intense and dark, and it talks about, it's definitely a politically charged film. It's
Did
all
it have
about
wide release? Because I feel like I haven't heard much about it at all.
It was out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was out there. Not for very long, but I think Camel View had it at least, and I think it might have been at Film Bar for a little bit.
Oh.
But the whole premise behind it is Ethan Hawke's character is somebody who has gone through some stuff in his life, and he's a pastor at this like historic church that's also part of this mega church kind of thing, right? And so there are some of the politics that are involved in that, and it takes kind of it takes a very negative approach to portraying organized religion, and the fact that there is a corporation involved behind the mega church, and also it gets into environmental politics and all sorts of kind of like crazy stuff. It is super dark. It's kind of hard to watch, but the performances in it are insanely good.
Wow.
And I mean, I think it really deserved something and didn't get it. Also, Sorry to Bother You didn't get nominated
at all, for nothing.
Not for Best Picture. I don't know if it didn't get nominated for anything. But
well, I don't know if
it seems like
Best Picture worthy.
In comparison to some of the stuff that did get nominated, it was nice to see Black Klansman there. That was cool. But I don't know. I am not a big fan of awards shows, generally speaking.
Oh,
I don't feel like I used to watch when Steve Martin was hosting or Billy Crystal was hosting, because it was kind of fun to watch and see all the people and all dressed up and whatnot. And I just eventually the pageantry of it overshadowed for me the non-recognition of artistic merit. So
I can see that.
That was kind of the last one I watched. You
didn't care about the whole Kevin Hart controversy getting kicked off, and
I don't care about Kevin Hart.
They might not. Oh, I think he's kind of funny. They might not have hosts. Maybe that's the future. They just don't have a host of these awards shows.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting.
I didn't watch the Golden Globes. I haven't watched the Grammys for probably 20 years. Yeah. I just don't. Yeah.
Oh, well. End of awards shows, or nobody cares, I guess.
Apparently, I mean, some people still care apparently. I mean, people have Oscar parties and whatnot, right? So.
Well, that was a thing since we're talking about 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember getting excited about Oscars parties.
Now people just live tweet about stuff. And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've not.
It's changed.
It has. It has a lot. And now, again, we sound old. So,
I know, because my interests now are like, I'd rather go play trivia than sit at home and watch an awards show. Yeah. I don't care that much. I mean, I kind of care. Not really.
It has, I think that there was a time when it might have had a bearing on what I watched. Yeah. Or something. or I might have cared if something that I had been watching got some recognition.
Oh, so even after the Oscars, when you see who was nominated for Best Film, do you ever go back and try to watch those movies that you missed?
If I was already interested in it, but if I wasn't, then usually not.
Forget about it.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's again, I don't go see a ton of movies. I probably saw more movies last year than I had in any year previously, but
I definitely did. Yeah. I just saw Aquaman also, since I saw you last. Oh, come on.
I for some reason, other than the Michael Keaton Batmans, and maybe I liked the Christian Bale Batmans, but beyond that, other than having some nostalgia spot for the old comic? Like Christopher Reeve Superman, I don't care about the DC movies.
You've mentioned that before, and I think I told you the only reason I wanted to see it was Jason Momoa.
Yes.
He's very nice to look at. But I liked the movie way more than I thought I would.
Really?
Yeah, the fantasy and the comic-based stuff is not always my go-to. But this was so immersive. I'm going to give it a huge compliment right here. I almost feel like if Star Wars, the original Star Wars, hadn't existed, this would be Star Wars. Like, this could be that. Yeah, because in this movie, and it's very long, so it was a commitment, but it was worth it. They take you to so many different worlds, and there's so much creativity going on, and there's characters I've never seen or could dream of before, and there's like ships from the future and underwater vessels, and and people that breathe underwater, which is insane, and you can't explain that scientifically. They don't even have gills, but whatever. And there's Nicole Kidman, and I don't know. This movie was I thought it was amazing.
I don't know.
Scenes with giant wars, where again, like if there wasn't Star Wars, there's this giant war happening under the sea. To me, that's really intriguing. So I don't know. I thought they did a great job with it. And I like the story.
Yeah.
There's a couple love affairs that are going on. There's one love scene that in Sicily that gets really dragged out. But it's kind of funny because the mermaid lady eats a rose because she doesn't know you're not supposed to eat roses. It's cute. I don't know. All right. You don't have to see it. I enjoyed it plenty.
I might see it when it's eventually on some streaming service or another. It's just not one that I'm rushing out to see.
I feel like I'm keeping AMC 24 open.
I've gotten kind of spoiled by the one at the Esplanade.
Yeah.
Because of the comfy seats.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do they bring you food?
You can get food and the drinks. Yeah. I did. I haven't I haven't really been out since I stopped drinking. But so I don't know. But
I need someone to take me on a date to one of those fancy theaters.
Well, there you go. Do you want to do that as one of the concepts of the show? It's like
I can review my dates. That would be fantastic. I've had a lot lately, both good and bad. I have a lot to talk about if we're going to go there.
Are you? And I don't really ask in jest. I'm actually curious. Are these just things that have been set up for you, or people you've met, or have you actually tried to use one of those dating apps? Or
I did try to go on Tinder. Really, we didn't talk about this before?
No, not at all.
Oh my God. That was a shit show.
Oh, yeah?
Tinder is disgusting, and that lasted 2.5 hours because almost immediately I was getting solicitations. Like these guys, all my friends have already heard this story. These guys were like, hey, do you want company? And I was like, hey, you're a stranger. I'm not going to invite you over to my apartment. What do you think?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
We have an explicit rating, right? You can say
yeah,
what the
okay.
fuck.
All right. I know. I always just I go back to college radio, and that would have been a no-no.
The benefit of podcast versus terrestrial radio.
I'm good. FCC is not monitoring.
Not so much.
Jenna's sailor mouth. That's a good thing. So anyway, yeah. And then the one intriguing guy that I got into a conversation with, immediately asked me for anal.
Wow.
So I'm like, no.
You go from 0 to anal and
within 20 or 25 minutes, I'm like, I'm so disappointed. no and delete my profile and delete the app. So there's no Tinder going on.
That's a bum.
But I like to just meet people. So that's what I've been doing lately.
Well, how do you... this was something that I have never been good at, was just meeting people. What do you do?
Hang out at bars.